Hey guys, I want to thank you for watching and contributing to the show. Every day I read something about a comedian or a comedy producer that supports censorship. Fuck these people, Patton Oswalt. Comedy is meant to be uncensored. Nothing is off limits, and if the truth hurts your feelings, then too bad. Change the station. Don't tell anyone else what they can or can't say. That's why I created this show, a place to find unfiltered and brutally honest comedy. And since the media running libs would never put this show out there, we did it ourselves. Me and my team, along with your support and contributions. To that end, please consider contributing to the show to keep us going. You can either click the link below this video, or on my website on the top at nickdip.com. You fuel the show, and I appreciate all your generosity. We can't do it without you. Oh yeah. Hello, folks. Welcome to the show. Wednesday, one more day here. Trying to figure out next week. Dallas has family in. Kids, specifically. Good father. And got to figure something out here. We'll talk after Dallas. Me and you might do 4 shows tomorrow. Put them in the can. Whatever we have to do. Otherwise, I'd just say, fuck it, I'm going to take the week off. But I had to go to Ohio and missed a couple days last week. I feel guilty about that. But I just called a few people. Maybe we could interview them. They're like, get the fuck out of here. I said, what? What's the matter with you? Hey, folks, look. Hi, how are you? Hey, Hoop. Hey, Hoop, check it out.
Where'd that thief go?
Hey, Hoop. 4th of July. Celebrating the demise of my third wife. Big Chinese fella pull me over. Yeah, that's right, folks. I lost that. These 4 are crowns, by the way. Because, I played sports and shit, busted them up. It's what you do when you like pussy as a kid. Anyways, and I broke this one, suck a dick. But, that's a Gilligan. Anyhow, when I was doing the movie that's coming out, that we're premiering with Louis in New York and Boston at the end of the month, I told you this, the crown came out. I bit a lollipop in between scenes, and I got all panicked. I was afraid to tell Louis. I thought he was going to lose his shit. He goes, fuck it, your character lost a tooth. Let them figure it out. Which makes sense, actually. Fits the character. Anyway, so last night, I went to the dentist last week, said they're looking at my tongue, making sure it's not cancer. And the lady said, yeah, these 4 are a little loose. Well, I only paid about $10,000 to have them fixed. Well, And so they, when I was making the movie with Louis, that one came out. So the dentist here, who's a great dentist, by the way, they have to make a fucking mole and then make a temporary, and then they send it to a lab and they make a real permanent one based on that. That's how permanent it is. They call it permanent. I mean, I didn't pay like it was temporary. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, last night I'm eating a peach, watching the Sox, and I feel a little crunch. I'm thinking it's the label. You know how they put decals on your fucking fruit? Looks like a NASCAR by the time you're done. I feel, and I go, oh, don't even, and I went, motherfucker. So then I go on the line reading about it. It's very common. People swallow it. And they're all talking about, rifling through your shit. I'm gonna panhandle to find my goddamn crown. But that's what they're saying. It'll pass normally. Just check no, I won't. There's not a temperature hot enough that you can boil that fucking and put it back in my mouth. Maybe there is. You better not be charging me again. Because this fucking thing's supposed to stay there, doctor. And I love the dentist is great. My dentist is great. So, what they use, though? Fucking paste from 3rd grade? How does that fucking happen? I'm 60 years old. I can't have a nice peach from Georgia? I mean, she was like 28. Nice. Gilligut. Not funny. All right, anyways. What else? Real quick. Red Sox win their 6th in a row last night. 6th in a row. Fucking, they're on a road trip. They're 5-0 on the road trip, West Coast. And Devers leads in everything. Fucking A. Anyways, that and what? The Tampa Bay Lightning has tied the series 2-2 with the Rangers. They took 2 on home ice, heading back to New York. Phenomenal series. And that's about it. I just fucking, I take care of all my work when I get home. Do what I got to do. I don't get to the TV till about 11:30 at night. And then I'm up till fucking, literally 3 every night. No wonder I feel like shit. All right, let's get to it real quick. I just saw this before we came on. Kavanaugh threatened an armed California man incensed about the leaked Supreme Court draft opinion expected to overturn Roe versus Wade. Imagine a guy is that upset. What do you got to snatch? You probably do. Probably is a trans guy. Who am I kidding? So upset about Roe versus Wade. He was arrested near Judge Brett Kavanaugh's Maryland home Wednesday. A report said he's outside the fucking guy's, outside the judge's house, you know.
You're fucking crazy.
The man who was not identified allegedly told police officers he wanted to kill Kavanaugh. He told the cops that. This has come from the Washington Post. In a statement, the Supreme Court said the man was armed, made threats against Justice Kavanaugh. All I think about anytime I hear a judge or an attorney being threatened, I'm sorry, it goes to this guy right here, my favorite.
Ready to be born again, Miss Bolden?
That's me on my honeymoon. You know, kids, Gilligut! The suspect was taken to a local police station after he was arrested at about 1:50 a.m. He was carrying an unspecified weapon. What do you mean unspecified weapon? What the fuck does that mean? What is it, half spatula? Half fucking pruning shears? And burglary tools, according to the Post. So he's in deep doo-doo, I would think. Dickhead. The suspect, who appeared to be in his mid-20s, oh my God, just a soy boy. They're just violent. That's what the left does. They're the ones to violence quickest. Don't forget that. Don't forget all the riots this summer. Those weren't Republicans. They never are. The suspect, who appeared to be in his mid-20s, did not make it into Kavanaugh's property in suburban Montgomery County, but was taken into custody on a nearby street. Imagine a 20-year-old guy is that upset about something that really doesn't involve him. In a statement, White House spokesperson Andrew Bates said President Biden, here's the quote, condemns the actions of this individual in the strongest terms, which is an outright fucking lie. If you remember, a month ago, they were protesting in front of judges' houses, remember? Fucking red freckle face, what's her name? My girlfriend was up there saying they have a right to protest, remember? They weren't saying shit. They weren't saying they shouldn't be there. Bullshit. Of this individual in the strongest terms, and that he's grateful to law enforcement for quickly apprehending the suspect. No, you're not. You're disappointed. As the president has consistently made clear, public officials, including judges, the ones on fucking America's Got Talent, must be able to do their jobs without concern for their personal safety or that of their families, Bates said in a statement.
You're lying.
Fucking bullshit.
And you're a piece of shit.
The opinion could be publicly released by the end of June. That's when real violence. They're already putting out domestic threat warnings about this summer because of all the shit that's going down. This ruling here, and there's a couple other I can't even think of right now. It's a big summer for decisions, and they're already putting out. On this issue, they go both supporters and. People who are anti-abortion. Can you fucking imagine? We're not worrying about international terrorists. when the Supreme Court session is scheduled to end. Anyway, so that's that. And don't pretend you condemn it, you fucking lefties, you Democrats. Antifa did your dirty work for you, so did BLM. And this is no different. Okay? You're not fooling anybody. By the way, Chesa Bodine, do you know who that is? District Attorney of San Francisco was recalled last night, officially. Oh, the dummies out in finally waking up, huh? Had enough stepping on dirty syringes and having people take dumps on your front yard? Yeah. You know who Chesa Bodine? You know who he is? He's literally the son of terrorists. Kathy Boudin and another guy named Paul Gilbert, I think. They robbed the Brinks truck in 1981, murdered like 3 Brinks guys, cops. That's who San Francisco voted. The daughter of Miss Bodine. That's who they put as district attorney. And then they wonder why it didn't work out. Are you guys, you so fucking stupid on the left? I don't even know what to say anymore. You're fucking retarded. There should be one party. Far right red. That's right. Mussolini style. I know he was a, whatever. Okay, let's move on. I'm getting all fired up here over nothing. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the show. Hey, Hope. Hope. A letter from Matthew to the Corinthians. No, to the politicians. Matthew McConaughey, movie star, and kind of a fake moderate, in my opinion. I don't know what he's up to. I don't trust anybody from Hollywood. I like him. I think he's sincere, but he's also a great actor. Keep that in mind. Movie star Matthew McConaughey went from the big screen to the bully pulpit Tuesday to make an impassioned plea for compromise on new gun control measures from the White House briefing room podium. Even though, who are you compromising? All the people that own guns lawfully do the right thing by them. There's millions upon millions. They don't do anything wrong, actually. So if anybody should be compromising, it's the fucking left and their stupid gun control. We have 1 million laws on the books. Try enforcing them, you shithead. And everyone that's on the thing wouldn't stop any of this stuff. Anyways, back to the show. But at least McConaughey is kind of walking the walk a little bit.
He was the best guy around.
Yeah, as far as DC go. While the 52-year-old insisted...
I got a little video of him talking.
Oh, did I go over it?
Yep.
Wow, I'm on top of things. Anyways, let's take a look at what Mr. McConaughey had to say. He didn't really say anything new to me. Sounded like talking points. The one good thing I did like, he said, people who believe in the Second Amendment are sick of having it hijacked by psycho whatever. I'm paraphrasing, but let him talk.
Responsible gun owners are fed up with the Second Amendment being abused and hijacked by some deranged individuals. These regulations are not a step back. They're a step forward for a civil society and the Second Amendment.
Dallas Players Club. He listed off a bunch of stuff, you know, the red... I'm not with the red flag laws because that's just... What you're doing is getting rid of what they call due process, basically.
He's easily abused.
Of course. Someone you don't like, you call and go, hey, this asshole has a gun, blah, big. And he's saying, he mentioned that too, that there should be... Well, there's more, right?
Just reading it, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, the video's done. There's just more in the text.
Oh, that's right. I decided to pick the one line. I'm the one who needs a vacation. While the 52-year-old insisted he wasn't anti-gun. See, with the red flag laws, they can just come and grab your guns before they even investigate whatever the fuck. If somebody makes a call and says, Nick's a lunatic, and he's shooting squirrels off my house, somebody... So that's, I understand. As far as raising the age of assault AR-15, do you know that, well, I read a statistic yesterday, what is it, 90% of the mass shootings are done by people in their 30s? So I don't know. They could wait till they're 21. I don't have a big problem with that, I guess. Although you do send them off to war, don't you, before that, Dallas, don't you? Yeah, so I don't know. Again, there's a fine line between you don't want to infringe on people's privacy and whatever the fuck. can I just give you my true feelings? You can't stop it, folks. We're a country of 350 million people. Yeah, you can put a few things in place, but even all the shit we have in place now, the FBI drops the ball half the time. No offense. Local cops drop the ball all the time.
Well, 18-year-olds today are nothing like the 18-year-olds 40, 50 years ago.
No, they're much better, much stronger today. No, it's actually a good point. Yeah, what do you mean? Your grandfather wasn't playing Halo? Fucking. Although they are well trained as far as shooting, which makes them more dangerous. So, anyways, he listed a lot of shit that I've already heard. But anyways, he insisted he wasn't anti-guns and that Uvalde is where he learned responsible gun ownership. That's where he was born. And he said new gun laws were needed. We need to restore our American values. That's what it is. You got to dig deeper. And we need responsible. We're producing zombies, man. Just fucking kids who are just staring at a screen since they're 6. The minute they start crying, your mother throws an iPad.
6 since they're born.
Oh, stop it. No newborn babies looking at an iPad. At least wait till they're 1. And we need responsible gun ownership, he said defiantly during his 20-minute speech, after which he left without taking questions. What are you, Joe Biden? Should have taken plenty of questions. He said, we need background checks. We need to raise the minimum age to purchase an AR to 21. We need a waiting period. Again, we've heard a lot of these for those rifles. People say waiting periods are a waste of time. We need red flag laws and consequences for those who abuse them, which was a good point.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, excuse me. He did, look, after listening to Biden trying to wax poetically on these points, guys like this are much better communicators. That's why Reagan was excuse me, Mommy. He said he had met with many of the family's victims after the massacre, recalling that one this one made me sick, young victim, 9-year-old Matei Rodriguez, had to be identified by her green Converse shoes. Read into that, whatever you want. McConaughey asked his wife to hold up the shoes, which displayed a heart. Can you imagine this poor woman? A heart that Matei, is that it? Mate? I don't know. Had hand drawn on the rubber toe cover. These same green Converse on her feet turned out to be the only clear evidence that could identify her after the shooting. His voice cracked when he said that. Matei wanted to be a marine biologist. I apologize if I'm butchering her name. And cared for the environment so much that her mom declined the city of Uvalde's offer to release balloons as a tribute after her death, McConaughey said. Her mom said, oh no, Matei wouldn't want to litter. The A-list actor also flashed a self-portrait that one of the victims, a 10-year-old Alethea Ramirez, had drawn. He told of how the little girl's parents, Ryan and Jessica, said she dreamed of going to art school in Paris and one day sharing her art with the world. McConaughey later went on to slam those in power who have failed to act, insisting gun control should be a nonpartisan issue. He's had enough of these
fucking people. You have no idea how to defend a nation.
I don't know. You're throwing around the phrase gun control a little too much for me, Matt. You know? Isn't there somebody else out there? And somebody was bothered. I don't know who it was. It was a journalist. Somebody said they were bothered that he didn't bring up one of his, co-Hollywood Alec Baldwin and his incident. Whatever. I don't know why the fuck. He says, let's admit it. We can't truly be leaders if we're living for re-election, he said, that's definitely true. With real leadership, let's start giving all of us good reason to believe that the American dream is not an illusion, which was another good line.
I'm loving it.
So he weighed in, and I'm waiting for Alec Baldwin to weigh in. That would be interesting, wouldn't it not? Again, I hate to be the pessimist here. 350 million people in a country. When people go, they're in here. You know what I mean? It's very hard to see. Yes, some of these guys have sent up flags. But even that, when they put shit on Facebook and shit, how quick do you get to it? How quick do you get to him? And now you got dickheads with such a media-driven country. You got young guys, calling in fake things. And there's already been a few of those since the Uvalde shooting. It's a tough thing, and I don't like this idea. You got to act. You got to act now. Well, it has to help.
It's playing on the emotional thing.
Yes.
They're going to get things moved faster.
Yeah, you don't act just for the sake of acting. You know what I mean? I agree. Look, the first thing is to harden the schools. That's the first thing. If we can't agree on that, what the fuck's more of a deterrent than a couple of ex-cops or vets standing in front of the school with guns? What is more of a deterrent? And don't tell me it's not in the fucking budget. You're sending billions to Ukraine, you fuck. Excuse my language. I sit on a pillow because my ass is very sore. A man goes to a party. Now I'm falling off the pillow sliding. I can't wait to die soon. I'm just miserable around the clock. How about that? Fucking fuck. Anyways, let's move on to another guy weighing in on the gun shooter thing who has a little bit of power and has been in the news and usually makes the right moves. Ron DeSantis taking action on securing schools. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a series of new school safety measures into law Tuesday in the aftermath of Uvalde, Texas school massacre. He's had enough of this shit.
I'm as mad as hell,
tell him, Ronnie.
and I'm not going to take this anymore.
The bill will require school safety agents to receive crisis. I don't like training and shit. I'm not a big training guy. I'm an action guy. Hire the people who already know what they're doing. Cops and vets. Don't have to train shit. Here's your gun. Go stand over there by the statue of Christopher Columbus somebody pissed on last night. To receive crisis intervention training. What's a school safety agent, by the way? A crossing guard? Or is that somebody who walks around the school?
Like a 70-year-old woman who's in retirement and moving on to the second thing.
Yeah, well, what does she do at the school? Is it like fucking Napoleon Dynamite? I need some chapstick. My lips hurt really bad. To receive crisis intervention training, mandate districts to certify that at least 80% of staffers get mental health training. You can't ask your teachers to be shrinks too, or whoever you're asking. Mental health training and allow safety. How about this? You tell them, look out for the kids with trench coats and fucking black lipstick and a goth look. And look out for the ones that have no friends at recess. Those are the ones you keep your eye on. Let's get more practical. Allow safety officers to make arrests at charter schools.
I'm not crazy, I just don't give a fuck.
The legislation will also preserve the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas Public Safety Commission, a board formed to specifically analyze information from the school shooting and other mass violence incidents in the state and address recommendations and system improvements. Well, everybody's suggesting shit. It just seems like there's so many laws that are on the books, or I don't know what to tell you. Other than, I'm going to say it again, harden the schools. That should be the number one thing out of his mouth. Fuck the mental training. What are you going to do? Sit in with a kid shrink or tell him he has to go to a shrink? Then the lawyers get involved. Every child needs a safe and secure learning environment, DeSantis said in a release Tuesday. By signing HB 1421, we continue to build on the many steps we have taken since 2019 to implement the recommendations of the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas Public Safety Commission, while also making record investments in mental health and school safety. You have to look into mental health. I agree with all that. But that is gets so personal, and you know what I mean? You have to get into people's homes almost to see what's going on, and did you see, I didn't report this story, did I? This woman she was working at a restaurant. I don't know how I didn't choose this one. She was working at a restaurant yesterday somewhere, and she sees a couple come in with like 3 kids, 2 girls and a boy. And the boy, she notices that the couple orders for the 2 girls, and the boy gets no food, and he's got scrapes and bruises on him. So she was standing, she said, in the only place in the restaurant where she could write a note. And she wrote, "Do you need help?" So only the boy could read it. I don't know if he was like 6 or 7. And he said yes. So they intervene. Yeah, turns out this fucking kid was being beaten and starved by his psycho fucking parents. She intervened. She wasn't even supposed to be working that day. Why I didn't report this? I didn't do this one, did I? She wasn't even supposed to be working that day. That's when you believe in God, you know what I mean? You're like, that's intervention. That's crazy, man. She saved this kid's life. They took him away from his psycho parents. Ugh. That's what I'm talking about, though. You never know the home situation. It could be right next door. I don't know how you detect it. I know you have to keep making an effort, but then the ACLU will get involved. You're stepping, and there's a fine line between security and, your civil rights, and it gets real ugly. I'm not going to solve it here. Let's go on to a whore wrestling a dwarf in Russia. That's what I thought we needed a light one after the school shooting material. Here's the headline: Dick Sucker versus Dwarf. My wife writes the dirtiest shit. Mahit Suleimanov, a 4-foot-tall dwarf and social media star. Hey, hoop. Hey, get out of here. And social media star competed in a hugely outlandish and controversial, I'll decide that, epic fighting championship event earlier this month against a female porn star. Lucky him. I like female porn. There, you got to give it to him. You got to give it to him about 8 hours a day. Alexandra Pushkin. I can't make this up. Her name's Pushkin. With the Russian promotion, once more fielding another freak show, intergender mixed martial arts fight.
Put him up. Put him up.
What the hell's the matter with her? Nothing. Bite those tattoos right off. Suleimanov, who is the much shorter of the two, that would be fucking little Hunter Biden, managed to successfully take down Pushkin on cue during the opening round of their bizarre MMA matchup, establishing mounts on occasion. Of course, you're fighting a porn girl. You got to mount her. You're not a man if you don't. Between scrambles, with the duo eventually trading strikes to boot. Let's go to the action.
Пискун, красавица, посмотрите, чем, ого, действительно, она куда будет бить? 165 сантиметров против 124 сантиметров. Все, отлично, Константин. Вот она, божит.
Oh boy, where's the Vaseline?
Это Пискун. Так, он решил, что-то ему не понравилось.
Get up, you dirty whore. I'll knock the dicks out of your mouth.
Опять мажит оказался
Ladies,
наверху.
do you believe now that we're physically... Look at this guy.
Какой бросок делает сама с собой.
That's her manager, I'm guessing.
Она уже разозлилась. На тебе сверху.
Oh, boom! Look at that.
Вот сейчас ситуация у
She's been in that position her whole life. Nice going, shorty. I'm telling you.
What exactly leads you to believe the Soviets were involved?
I don't know. Easy takedowns. Continuing to find success with his wrestling in the opening stages of the second round. Suleimanov, however, the blogger and social media influencer, a little influence, was confronted by another female in the cage who appeared to be in the corner of Pushkin, who pulled Suleimanov, the little midget, from guard and lashed out at him before the official managed to corral her. Another girl jumped in. Look, God, I've had this fantasy many times, minus the midget. Over the course of the last numerous months, the promotion has received widespread criticism and notoriety. I love it. It's very American and silly-like. Russia's losing this shit. And notoriety for fielding intergender mixed martial art bouts and other freak show fights, including multiple fights. Don't tell me Dana White's not licking his chops going, oh, I see a spinoff, featuring 2 male competitors against a sole female challenger. So they have 2 guys fighting one girl. And a notable occurrence of a grandfather fighting alongside his grandson against a sole female opponent. This is getting like porn categories, adult, grampy and grandson fucking double team fucking half-sister. How about the Polacks? They have a better take. Polish MMA. It's a joke in this right now. Polish MMA promotion War also managed to get in on the recent influx of freak show, intergender, and just plain bizarre fights. With a 5-on-5 team matchup, they didn't realize the Polish guys who set up the fights that you could do it one fight at a time. Somebody explained, what are you doing? It's getting crowded. Which included a slew of brutally late stoppages as 3 referees attempted to officiate. There's 3 refs in there to officiate the. How do you judge these? With one fighter in particular taking significant punishment from at least 2 fighters on the opposite team, despite being unconscious for some time. You Polish, I'll tell you.
You got knocked the fuck out, man!
Do you remember? No, you're probably too young, goddammit, Dallas. Do you remember a fighter named Ivan Putsky?
The name.
Yeah. He was the Russian. What was this? Russian power something. He had legs. That's what I call my buddy Mike Szynski, Polish. He was our fullback. We called him Ivan Putsky. Fucking guy. Are you talking about built like a bowling ball? He had NFL legs, like NFL lineman legs on a normal guy. Really tough Polish fella. I don't want to say Polak. That's offensive. Anyways. Here comes the bride. Rubbed the wrong way. The headline. Deshaun Watson. Get this, folks. I don't know. I want to believe him, but I can't. Used at least 66, I'll repeat that, 66 female massage therapists over a year-and-a-half period between the fall of 2019 and spring of 2021. I wonder what the percentage of happy endings are in there. When I say happy endings, I mean the massage lady leaving without crying. A bombshell report from the New York Times. 56?
It's just so ridiculous!
I don't think he had that many yards, did he, in the last 2 years? Watson has been sued by 24 massage therapists for alleged sexual misconduct.
Raping me! This is rape! This is rape! This is rape!
In addition, women sued but withdrew her suit. 2 more therapists made criminal accusations but did not sue. 15 defended Watson with statements of support. Oh, God. You women hate each other. It's so beautiful. At least 4 worked with a Genuine Touch. That's the massage parlor I go to. Genuine Touch. I don't like the other players that used to go Insincere Fingers. The massage firm hired Genuine Touch, the Houston Texans. That's the company they hired for it. So they're to blame, too. Plaintiffs' lawyers have identified 5 additional women during the investigation process, and the Times, Jenny Rentis, confirmed 15 more women through interviews and record reviews. 2 grand juries in Texas declined to press criminal charges against Watson. Most of them were wearing Texan shirts. In connection with the myriad of allegations, Watson and his attorneys have repeatedly denied that any sexual activity with massage therapists was non-consensual. I don't know.
Counselor?
I don't. Who knows?
Counselor!
All that I know, and I'm not putting aside what the vile shit he might have or might not been done, but I'm just saying this guy's hard to tackle. He's a great fucking football player. Nick, what's that? I'm just saying. But I don't know. You know, these NFL guys, it doesn't help their reputations. But how about the 15 women that are defending him? They're all living in his house right now, laying by the pool. On Monday, a 24th woman filed a lawsuit against Watson, accusing him, oh, for the love of my sister, I can't put this on this show, of ejaculating on her during a massage. Oh, it's semen, it's not lava. Like the next guy we're going to talk about. While he has not been criminally charged, the 26-year-old Watson, who was traded from the Texans to the Browns. How about the Browns? I don't give a fuck if he's raped 100 women. We got to get rid of Mayfield. I heard OJ's getting back in shape. Call him. for the Browns, and he signed, get this, folks, with all this swirling around, it gives you an idea how bad the Browns need a winning season, signed him to a fully guaranteed 5-year, again, such a racist country, $230 million contract. 5 goes into 23, 4, 20, that's 46 million, I think, a year. Am I doing the math right? In the hillbilly.
46 million a year.
There you go. He faces potential discipline under the NFL's personal conduct policy. You don't say. One massage therapist who did not sue Watson spoke to the Times about a previously unpublicized experience. The woman said there he is, he initiated sexual contact in all 3 of their appointments. This woman, who spoke on condition of anonymity to protect her privacy, said she began by working on Watson's back. But when he flipped over, he looked like a tall ship. No. She said his demeanor and voice changed. Your mother sucks cocks in hell. And he began aggressively dictating, this is what I do, and I'm getting physical with my doctor, Dr. Schultz, a big guy, burly redhead, where he wanted her to touch him. You can't do that. In the first session, she said, he got into the happy baby, when I heard this, I almost fell off the couch, happy baby yoga pose. Let me tell you something. When my wife's in that position, the last thing is I call her as a happy baby. She looks pissed. And with his feet in his hand, that's the happy baby pose. And asked her to massage between his testicles and anus. That is known as a perineum/taint. Oh my, look at the happy baby. Oh, kappa, go. She laughed off the request, but said he grabbed her wrist and put her hand there. Hey, who hasn't done that? I did that at the movies in high school. I said, touch my taint. The woman said Watson twice initiated sexual intercourse, once by pulling down, I'm getting hard, read this, pulling down the scrubs she was wearing. Why are you wearing scrubs? You're not a fucking, you're not a MASH unit, doctor. She and Watson knew each other from around town and were on friendly terms, and she admitted she let him proceed with these sexual acts. I just didn't know how to tell him no, she said.
Well, whose fault is that?
And again, Deshaun, when asked about it, said,
Yes, sir.
no, it's not what he said.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
I'm sorry, that was his lawyer, Bill Clinton. Per the New York Times, a member of the Texans organization provided Watson with a NDA form. Folks, that's not a DNA form. Don't confuse. NDA, if you guys aren't in show business like myself. Nice music. Non-disclosure agreement form to give massage therapists. The franchise said in a statement the team first learned of sexual misconduct allegations. First of all, the Texans gave him that to give to? Did I read that right? Isn't that kind of implying that he's a problem? Misconduct allegations against the quarterback in March of 2021. The Texans also said they have cooperated with the investigators and will continue to do so. In a deposition, Watson was asked about a post-massage text message he sent to Ashley Solis, an accuser who later spoke to HBO's Real Sports about her experience. So his text apologized that she was uncomfortable and the reason why. And then he says, Watson says, I don't know, Watson said, like I told you at the beginning of this deposition, I'm still trying to figure out why we in this, why we in the situation we are in right now. Why I'm talking to you guys, why you guys are interviewing me. I don't know, do not know, he says. Of course he says all that. Yeah. Come on, huh? I'm loving it. He sure do. Let's go from a superstar athlete to another entertainer who, well, I'd say he's the rap/hillbilly rock version of me. I really believe that. I think if this guy ever saw this show, he would fucking invite me to his house. Me and him and Ted Nugent would go out shooting squirrels. Kid Rock rails. Multiple platinum artists. I always like Kid Rock. A little bit of a wacko, which I love. Come on. Something about Michigan guys. They don't give a fuck. They still have the, rugged individuals. Multiple platinum artists. Kid Rock refuses to apologize for a drunken rant. And this happened a while ago. But why it's relevant now is because he's got a new album out. Tucker Carlson followed him around, I guess, on tour for a week or whatever the fuck. So, apologized for a drunken rant in which he attacked Oprah Winfrey and Joy Behar by name at his honky tonk in downtown Nashville. That was a while ago.
I'm loving it.
It's a great quote. Is this his quote? Had you ever heard this, Dallas? This is Kid Rock talking. A drunk man's words, when he was asked if he apologized enough, a drunk man's words, he was drunk when he said this, are a sober man's thoughts. I own what I said, he told Tucker Carlson in an interview featured in Life of a Rock Star, the latest episode of Tucker Carlson Originals on Fox Nation. In 2019, TMZ released footage of Kid Rock on stage repeatedly saying, fuck Oprah Winfrey, fuck Joy Behar, which I started saying, I think, my second year in comedy, literally 1988. I was the only one that had the balls to go after Oprah, that fat fucking pig who pretends to like white housewives. And anyways, and fuck Joy Behar, which everybody says and nobody wants to do. I don't apologize to anybody, Kid says. I'm not an Oprah Winfrey fan, he said, when pressed about the rant. I got drunk, he says, and fucking next thing I'm on stage saying, fuck Oprah. Kid, this made me laugh. Kid Rock, you can tell he was drunk. Kid Rock also attacked Kathy Lee Gifford by naming her during the rant. He says, I was trying to go after Kathy Griffin, for holding up Trump's head, but I'm so out of it, I'm like, fuck Kathy Lee Gifford, he said. Oh, no. He says, when it comes back on TMZ or whatever, a few weeks later, I'm like, oh, man, I like Kathy Lee Gifford. We've been kind of friendly throughout the years. Here's a cut off his new album. It's the hit single. I just took a little bit of it. I don't know if this is going to get flagged if I put it up. I'm promoting his album, for Christ. How does that work? You know, right? I don't know. I like the song, though. You go, Bob. I think that's his real name. Right? It is. It's Bob something. Remember he did a thing with, which I really made, him and Sean Penn, like 5 years ago, sat at a bar. It was scripted and shit. They were attacking each other. He's like, you redneck, stupid hillbilly fucking. He's like, yeah, you liberal cocksucker. It was great. Google it, man. It's fucking really funny. Anyways, the drunken rant was very much in character for Kid Rock, who spent most working on his recently released album, Bad Reputation. Lyrics from the album include lines like, I'm the last of a few still screaming, fuck you. In one track, he attacks Facebook, Twitter, TMZ, CNN. I'm telling you, he's doing my show and song. Anthony Fauci by name, and lets loose on social media trolls. So good for him. Good for everybody. How do my fucking things disappear on me? I don't know. On tour, his concerts feature a video montage of middle fingers pointing at Brian Stelter and Joy Behar.
Y'all fat fuck, look at you.
Here we go, real quick.
So why haven't you been canceled? Like, people aren't allowed to say what they think. You are.
I am uncancelable.
What's that?
Because I don't give a and I'm not in bed with any big corporate things at the end of the day. There's nobody I'm beholden to, no record companies, no corporate interests, no nothing, and you can't cancel me.
Sound familiar? Only difference is he's got a couple million. He's got 30, 40 million in the bank. I'm going, how am I going to pay for that pizza oven? Can't get my tooth fixed. Can't afford it. Anyhow, that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. Don't forget to sign up. And I repeat, comicsgym.com. Thecomicsgym.com. Comicsgym.com. Patreon.com. Sign up at Patreon. Monthly subscribers. Please do it. And don't forget nickdip.com if you want to buy merchandise or check out my tour schedule whatnot. And Cameo.com. If you want me to roast a friend or relative, go to Cameo.com, click on my profile. You tell me about the person, and we make a little minute and a half video. We send it to them. People love it. It's like a good gift. That is it, you guys. Thinking I will say it. You're very welcome. We'll see you back here for the final day of the week tomorrow. Take care, everybody.